Happy day, happy day, happy day, everyone. I am Erica Kessie. I'll tell you more about me in just a moment, but welcome to keep your KPIs on track. Get ahead of Q3. Yes. So I am pleased to come. This is a quarterly strategic planning session and webinar. The first hour will be a webinar and we will go over that information. And then the second part of it will be designated to the VIPs. Okay. So let's get started on keep your KPIs on track. Get ahead of Q3. So the agenda for today is we're going to have the welcome and introduction. All right. We're going to have a demonstration. All right. Then an offer. All right. Then after that, we're going to talk about the strategic planning sessions, vision and mission, an offer for you, and then you all can ask some questions. So I would love for you to participate in the chat and ask any questions you have regarding strategic planning and KPIs. First of all, let me explain what that is. KPIs is your key performance indicators. Key performance indicators. All right. And it's important as a CEO or the executive team of an organization to have KPIs, all right, that you are tracking and ensuring. It really does help you to figure out how to move forward in your business, what tweaks you want to have in your business. It is very important. So you all who are out there watching, let me know who you are. Please interact in the chat. Where are you viewing this from? Let's have some engagement as we move forward. And I'll be asking you other questions and things as we move forward as well. I'm excited to be spending some time with you all and going through this webinar. Okay. So hello and welcome, and happy day to everyone. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about that is absolutely vital to any CEO, anybody who is trying to develop something, right? You must have a good grasp of who you are. Who you are. So who are you? Can you say that in a statement? Are you capable of saying who you are in a statement? Most of the time people say, oh, well, I do this, or I have this title, right? Or that title. But that's not who you are. Who you are is the purest essence of yourself. That is the hook that causes people to want to interact with your business, with your projects, and even interact with you. All right. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? You know, I remember growing up, and that's a question that I ask myself all the time. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? I really wanted to understand that. And I really got to an understanding that it is not a role that I play. It's not something that I do for people or do for myself. It is the purest essence of myself. How do you get to the who am I? So let me tell you how. You get to the who am I by really honing in on maybe even looking at a baby picture of yourself and really taking that baby picture in. What is the purest essence of that being that you're watching, that you're looking at, right? And to grasp from that, because that being that showed up had a purpose or has a purpose. Now, life happens and causes you to develop the purpose even more so that you can transcend beyond what happened to you into being of service to others. But before that, you came as a seed with everything that you need, the purest essence of you. So I want to know what that is. I would love to learn from you, especially if you're here and you would like to take a stab at this, letting me know what is the pure essence of yourself. Who are you? You may be asking, what kind of webinar is this? You talking about keep your KPIs on track, and you're asking me to tell you who I am? Well, I have to say that's the first step of anything that you're doing. Everything unfolds from there, and we will talk about that, okay? And we'll talk about why I come from this lens when I am talking with and doing strategic planning. It is the pure essence of you. Who are you? And sitting and really asking yourself that, okay? And that doesn't have anything to do with anybody else, okay? A lot of people have trauma businesses. A lot of people have businesses that they don't even care to be a part of. People have circumstances where they're just trying to make some money, right? Okay, well, is that going to be a fulfilling life? Are you going to have satisfaction? Okay, there are tons of people, the celebrities that you all run after, right? Who you think they supposed to have everything, they supposed to have everything they want because they got money. But the baby, they be the main ones kill themselves. Main ones are in a pit of despair. All right, main ones got a whole lot of things going on because they never sat down to recognize who they are. So that's what I want to ask you today. Who are you? I'm going to tell y'all who I am in just a minute because I have a good grasp on that. That's the reason why I asked that. I will also invite you all because I do a Clubhouse. I don't know if y'all have that app, but there's Clubhouse is still around. And every morning at 8:30 in the morning, a crew of me, Keisha, and Tara come together and we talk about what is our powerful introduction in our leveraging leads. It's called leveraging leads. It's a place for you to practice to really get a good grasp on who you are. When you have a good grasp on who you are, you're confident. Yes, you're absolutely confident. You don't have imposter syndrome. Yeah, you don't. You don't allow yourself to get to burnout. You don't have anxiety about doing what you do because you know you're the best fit person to do that thing because it's about who you are. Yes, it's about who you are, not what you do. But then also, okay, what do you do? That's usually your title, right? Titles that we've acquired. I'll have to say a lot of people acquired a whole lot of titles. A whole lot of titles and still not going to where they want to be. Yeah, because a title does not automatically extend you an opportunity to get to what is the best fit circumstances for you. But that's how we greet ourselves. Most of the time, people go straight into what they do instead of who they are. It's not the same. So before we even begin, before we even get started, before we can even do strategic planning, that's something that I do. That's something that I always talk through is who are you? Hello, David Richards. I'm so happy that you're here from NYC. Thank you so much for commenting. For all the other individuals, who are you? Tell me, say hello in the chat, say hello in the comments, and let me know where you're from. Okay, and maybe even take a stab at saying who you are. That would be amazing. So let us get into the next thing. I'm going to let you all know who I am. I'm a love force with mysterious wisdom, celebrating life. Yes, I'm Erica Kessie. I'm a therapeutic COO, because I am a multifaceted leader and mommy. I am a therapist and the CEO of Your Goal Concierge, a place where we offer a plethora of options for leaders to find their right fit solutions. Yes, we're person-centered. It's all about you recognizing who you are. And so then we can help to esteem you to go to the destination that you're looking for. We hold you accountable to that in many different ways. Like I said before, you heard all the things that I am able to do. I am definitely a full service organization that will allow you to have the things that you want, right fit solutions, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Yes. So that is who I am, and that's what I do. Yes. And today we're doing our quarterly keep your KPIs on track because I'm serving as a therapeutic COO. Yes, I come from the lens of knocking out those mental blocks because there's mental blocks that's stopping you from getting to where you want to go. Like you can sit up and plan, or you can not plan, and you can just be out here doing whatever. But if you are not clear on who you are and the different mental blocks that's happening in your life, your circumstances, your environment, your the people around you who are just looking, and or what about all the people you're trying to serve and help when you should be partnering? Who out there has a nonprofit when they said they wanted a for profit? Guess what? Listen, it took me a while to get to the point to stop operating as a nonprofit and to operate as a for profit business. Yes. And so you are going to see some offers today during this webinar because I'm not a nonprofit business. Okay. I'm a for profit business. So I would love to take myself, this relationship, and to bring it forth into your life. And so we're going to learn more about that. But I want to introduce you to a tool that I use. Outside of being a therapeutic COO, I am also an AI brand influencer. So I have a particular AI that I use called Digital Project Solutions. And I have lovingly nicknamed her Dolores, that you're going to learn about right now. Okay. I'm going to let you learn all about Dolores.
Welcome to digitalprojectplans.ai. My name is Angel Watkins. I am the founder of this great tool as well as the creator of it. I have been in project management for 20 plus years and I am a certified project manager. In my business, I work with coaches, COOs, and entrepreneurs to support them in creating their goals for their business, making sure that they have the plans to get those goals implemented, and basically making sure that their projects get executed so that they can meet their business goals. I created this product because I saw a gap in the market where people were unable to get their plans executed because first they didn't have a plan, and secondly they really weren't really able to um, work with others well so that they can communicate to people exactly what they needed from them. And so I'm going to give a demo today of how this tool can support you in your business, and I'm very excited to do so, and I thank you for being here. So first, let me talk a little bit about the tool. You see at the top here where it says confidently plan your next fill in the blank. You could be planning your next training, your next software project. You could also be planning your next operations project or workflow. You could be planning your next launch. You could be planning your next new service. But in business, planning is important so that you can be able to implement. And so this tool supports you in that way and allows you to plan well in order to meet your business goals. Now let's talk about the AI planner, which I am excited to share with you. So in the AI planner, we're going to talk through how you can utilize the tool to create smart goals and be able to do things in order to generate the projects that you need for your business. This is a 5 step process. And the first part of this process is utilizing the Goal Clarity Wizard. The Goal Clarity Wizard allows you to answer several questions in order to provide more context around what you're looking to do so that we can generate projects and project plans They help you get to the end goal. So I'm going to just type some stuff in as an example and then show you how the tool works. So the first piece here is what type of business do you run and what products or services do you offer? So I'll say that I run a project management consultancy business and I offer project management services. What specific problem are you trying to solve? I'm going to say I'd like to gain more leads with my webinars. And then who is your target audience or ideal customer? My target audience is business coaches and fractional chief operations, oops, spell it right, operations officers. And then what would be different or better if this problem was solved? More conversion and revenue opportunities is what I'm going to put. And then what resources do you currently have? For this one, I'll say I have some partnership opportunities with other business owners. And then how does this problem align with your broader business goals? I can say I want to increase my 2025 revenue by, let's just say 30%. Okay, so I filled it out, and the more good information you can provide to the tool, the better. But now let's go ahead and make it a SMART goal. So as you can see, digitalprojectplans.ai will generate the SMART goal for you, and it'll break it down by SMART. The value in this is that it allows you to walk through and say, do I really agree with what's listed here, that I want to generate 50 qualified leads, that I want to try to get a conversion rate of 10%. And then it also adds what makes this goal attainable, and provides you with information there. And then how is it relevant? By targeting business coaches, I'm focusing on my ideal customer base to try to increase revenue by 30%. And I want to try to have this done within the next 6 months. One of the benefits here is that you can edit the goal if you want to. Where if you wanted to make changes to what was listed here, you would click edit goal, make your changes, and then save it. I'm going to keep it as is, and I'm going to click on get projects. And it'll say, do you want to generate projects for this goal? Now it is going to generate 5 projects for me that I could potentially do in order to meet that goal. The first project that it recommends is having a joint webinar series. So I could do this with other business owners who are similar to in my field, but that they have people that they who would be interested in utilizing the software. Create targeted marketing campaigns. I can work on developing out my webinar content. So really taking the time to create my webinar content and a plan to do that. Creating a lead nurturing strategy, and then having a way to optimize my metrics. And so creating a metrics and optimization plan. What I like about this is that it gives me 5 different ways that I could get started. And everybody is going to be in different places. So for example, if you've done one of these things already, you could probably select a project that you haven't done yet. It also allows over here on the right side of the screen, it gives you 3 different tips that you could think through to help you determine which project you want to do first. For example, the first tip says that you may want to identify your high impact topics, those things that would be a high impact project that you could do. You may want to look at your partners people who you are in relationship with from a business perspective that may be great partners for you to work with. And then setting some clear metrics. Maybe you start with your numbers to see where you are today and where you want to be. That could be another way to determine which project you want to do. I'm going to go with implementing a lead nurture strategy. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to hit continue. And it's going to ask me, is this the one that you want to do? And it is. I want to do the lead nurture strategy task list. I've generated the task list. Now I'm going to send it. And once I've sent it, I'm going to select sending it to Asana, as that is the tool that I have available. But again, you can use any one of these three tools. So now it is going to prepare to generate to Asana. It'll ask you to select your workspace, and then it'll ask you to select your team. I'm going to just select this 2024 goals team, and I'll get my plan uploaded. And then it says you will receive an email once your project is uploaded and ready to use. You can either click done or go back to the AI planner. For now, I'm going to go over to Asana, and I'm going to talk about what it means to have your project listed in Asana. Okay, so once you're in Asana, and it really depends on what type of Asana account you have, but it's important to note that you can use a free account if you want to in order to utilize our tool. We do not require that you have a paid account in order to utilize the tool. So there's opportunities to just open up a free Asana account, ClickUp account, or even Monday, but you don't have to have a paid account in this example in order to utilize a project plan. You can just open up an account and do that. And so what's going to happen is the tool is going to generate the actual project plan. And when it does, you are going to get an email to the email address that you utilized to sign up for your account over here. So whatever account email address that you use for this account, that is going to be the email address that it will send a notification to. And it'll send a notification letting you know that your project plan is ready to be used. So now I'll go over to Asana because I just received the email, and I'll go to the team, which was 2024 goals, and I will look at this project and open it up. And this is the project that we just generated, which is implement a lead nurturing strategy. Now, what's awesome about this is that it has the phases of everything that needs to get done, from defining the target audience to creating the follow-up emails to creating a resource library, all the things that I need to do for what I'm wanting to accomplish in this particular project. It also allows me to go in and make changes to it. So maybe if I said, I want to identify characteristics of ideal leads, um, maybe I'll say of ideal uh, leads for a specific niche, you know, maybe I'm wanting to only work with business owners in hair care. I could put something like hair care. The point that I'm making to you is you can go in and make updates to your task items and use this just as a template. You will be able to go in and make updates to your task items on the plan. You can also make assignments to say who's assigned to what, and you can also put due dates on these items so that when you are collaborating with others on your plan, you are able to make sure that everyone is aware of what they're doing and why they're doing it and why. You can share your plan with other people. Again, other team members who may be working with you on a particular project. And so the example that I'm giving you right now was just with Asana again, but there are other work management tools that you can use. Okay, so you have your project generated, which is very cool. Now maybe you want to generate a template. So let's just do the annual planning checklist. And this is if you're wanting to do a strategic plan and lay out everything that needs to get done. I'll demonstrate this as well from one of our ready-made templates. For these types of templates, you don't need AI to press them forward because we've already created it and pre-planned it for you. So I'll go to 2024 goals here as well, get the plan uploaded, and again, the system will email me whenever it has completed the upload. And all I'll have to do is go and check Asana and check the team that it uploaded to, and I will be able to begin executing my planned task items and all of the work items that need to get done in order to have that plan executed from an annual planning perspective. I'm going to hit 2024 goals. I'll click on all work. And as you can see, the annual planning checklist has been added to the team and it is being generated. And I will be able to utilize this for my business, and you could also utilize it for your business. And so, as you can see, it has your strategy, your year-end review, your product or service offerings, all of the things that you would want to check. And again, the point here is to help you to be more effective and efficient and be able to accomplish your goals quicker. So that is the overview of digitalprojectplans.ai. I hope that you have enjoyed this demonstration, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you for your attention to this demo.
Oh my goodness. I'm over here talking and talking. Y'all see me talking? Oh my word. I'm talking and talking. And I've been on mute this whole time. Sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself. All right. You know what? I apologize. I'm over here talking and talking. I said a whole lot of stuff that y'all didn't hear any of it. So let me go back. All right. Thank y'all so much for listening in. Angel Watkins is the founder and creator of Digital Project Plans. She walked you through how you can fill out everything that you need, everything that you specifically want to do in your project, and take that from that information into a SMART goal, into a step-by-step process on how to get that completed. I use it myself. I've affectionately called it Dolores. And you will see me work with it as we are going into our live strategic planning. So I wanted to share that with you. The link for you to get your copy is ticking below. It is ticking below. Please go ahead and get your copy. I also put it in the comments for you all, if you would like to grab a copy of Digital Projects Plans. And I just want to say, did you all notice that one of the things that it said was to have collaborative webinars? Well, that's exactly what Angel and I did. She created this video to be able to share with you all. And so I'm presenting this tool that I actually use. I use it with my strategic planning sessions with CEOs, and I also use it because I have a retreat space that's out in Tulsa where people are getting, they're also strategic planning, professional and personal strategic planning, and we use digital project plans to actually complete it with them. All right. So if you are a visionary CEO who has all these ideas and you don't have a COO yet, then it may be a good idea for you to get this digital project plans, all right, and be able to put your ideas and thoughts into the wizard, and then it will create the SMART goals for you. It will create also put it into your project management tool. I also say that this right here is, it just simplifies your planning. It keeps your projects moving and it helps you to collaborate. Now, I'll have to say this is not, the price is a good price for this. It's only $99 per month to have digital project plans as your tool to get all of your plans started and executed. Also, it helps you to bring other people in so that they can help with getting all the tasks done on the list. All right. Thank you all for learning about digital project plans. You can go to the links that are ticking by or in the comments to learn to get your copy of it. All right. So now I want to go into the vision and mission. Remember, we were talking about who you are, and I think that's the very first thing. But then I want you to make sure that you know that a part of strategic planning is always, always important for you to go back over your vision and mission. Let me put a pause right there. It is vital every time that you are interacting with planning is to look at and make sure that your vision and mission is what you really want it to be. Okay? The question is, have you reviewed your vision and mission lately? Have you? Well, that's the first step of doing strategic planning and keeping your KPIs on track. You can't even have identify what your KPIs are if you don't have the destination that you're going to, which is your vision, in place, right? You can't even say, here are the key performance indicators that are showing up in order for me to get to a destination if you haven't really got a firm grasp on your vision, on where you're going. So it's really important to make sure you go back and you think through, what is your vision? What is your mission? Let me explain what vision is. Vision is the beautiful, idealistic dream of where you want to go, right? It is what your legacy is about. It is far off in the horizon. Okay, it's supposed to make you have goosebumps thinking about getting to that destination. All right, it's supposed to be amazing. We are needed to know it should be attached to your values, and it should be attached to where you ultimately, like, what do you want to leave in this world? What do you want to leave? You should be able to get to that destination. And also, as a CEO, something that's very important is that you share your vision all the time. Anybody that works with you should be very much understanding. It doesn't matter if they're an independent contractor, an employee, anybody that works with you, somebody who collaborates with you, they should all understand what your vision is. You should be reiterating that. That's the goal, and that is actually the biggest and most important thing that a CEO can do, is to reiterate what the vision is. I'll tell y'all the story. I went in for this contract with the architectural company, and I sat down with the executive team. All right, and they had this 5-page strategic plan that they had. All right, that they hadn't looked at. They went through the motions of writing it out. Let me tell you, this is going on in these streets. Okay, they had somebody come in, build out this whole strategic plan, and they hadn't even looked at it. All right. So I asked them, what's their vision? I did research on them, and I didn't see it on their website. I didn't see it anywhere. They said, this is our vision. They pointed to their mission. And I go, no, that's not a vision. A vision is where you all are going in the horizons. What's the outcomes of even the work that you're doing? What is the big idea, or what's this thing that's greater than you that you're trying to get to, right? And they had no idea. And then the CEO, okay, the founder of the organization said, well, it's this, and this. And everybody looked around like, what? We didn't even know that. I go, interesting. And I said that because it's important for people to know. The whole reason why they had me in there because they didn't have no direction. They didn't have no direction. If you don't know what your vision is, you are out here just moving along and not going anywhere. It's like getting in the car and just deciding you just gonna drive. All right? You have no idea where you're on your way to. You're gonna run out of gas, the car gonna break down, and everything else. By the time you get to wherever you decide you're gonna go, well, you don't have no idea about where you're going. I mean, that means strategic planning is basically planning out your trip. Planning out your trip to the vision. All right? And the mission is the vehicle. It's the actual vehicle. You got to make sure you got windshield wipers inset just in case it rains. You got to make sure you got your oil change. You got to make sure you have gas in the car. That is what the mission is. It is the action, right? But you have to have your destination. All right. So let me tell you all what the vision is for your Goal Concierge. My business. I spend time. I talk about it all the time. I operate from that. It is, we will love and like ourselves so authentically and thoroughly that we overflow onto those who come to be a part of our ecosystem. Let me tell you, everybody who interacts with me knows that. You can ask my administrative people, my COO, everybody who has been interacting with me ever knows that that's my vision, because I say it all the time, because it's actually an affirmation as well. It's an affirmation for me. We're going to love and like ourselves. We had 2 staff members last week who were not feeling well. I said, okay, go sit down. Go sit down. Because they're not in overflow when you're sick. When you're not well, you're not in overflow. If you're not well, you're doing harm to people. Remember I talked about them trauma businesses out here. People out here trying to help somebody because something happened to them. You need to go heal yourself first. Yes, that's me. I told y'all, I'm a therapeutic COO. Let's address the core issues as to why people's businesses are not going to where they want them to go. Right? You have to understand who you are, to understand your vision, and keep talking about it. And also dream about it. Daydream about it. You can get there if you can dream about it. Imagine it. feel the essence of it. All right. Mission, like I said, is the vehicle to provide safety, support, and enhancement to leaders through a plethora of services, including Thrive and strategic planning and implementation. Yes, that is the mission specifically for our time together as I am operating as a therapeutic COO. Okay, so let's move on here. And let's talk about our strategic initiatives. I'm sorry, our strategic intensives. All right. I offer those as one of the offering as a therapeutic COO. Let me tell you what's included in that. When you spend time with me, we do a Thrive plan. Let me tell you what a Thrive plan is. A Thrive plan is for you to do some reflection. A lot of times we do not reflect back on what happened. What did you accomplish? You're going to see in a minute when I go through this. What did you accomplish? So you need to be doing more of that. If you accomplish something, you keep doing more of that, right? So you keep on celebrating. A lot of people don't continue to celebrate, all right? So we do a Thrive plan, all right? With the Thrive plan, we're going to reflect on your self-awareness. Then we're going to talk through how you're going to cope because, like I mentioned before, there are mental blocks in people. There's conflicts and triggers going on and firing off in you, right? Everybody, that's how it is. You're conditioned to operate from a place of surviving. Well, when you are operating from there, you are not making the decisions that are going to actually move your business to the destination that you want it to go. All right. You're operating from a place of, I can stay stuck right here. I just want to make it. No, we're not here to just make it. We're here to thrive. Okay. Then lastly, you need a social support system, and which is why I offer therapeutic COO services. Yes. A lot of people think that that having a second in command is something they cannot afford. But I want to tell you, honey, it's better than to have somebody who's your second in command. If you want to have a big business, you got to act like a big business. All right? Who out there want to be a big business? All right. If you want to be a big business, if you want to be a corporation, if that's on your list of where you're going, it's important for you to operate as such. And big businesses have a second in command. You need somebody who's going to keep you as a visionary COO with these ideas on the straight and narrow to get to where you need to go, the destination, right? We all need somebody. That's what you need with a social support system. But also that particular I, as a therapeutic COO, will also ask to see about who is supporting you around you. Is your spouse being there for you? Are your children lined up well? Are there family members? Is there anything? Are you the one that's carrying the load of everybody in the family on a regular basis? Are you that person? Well, it's hard for you to be that person and also be trying to run your own business. Yes. So it's something to think about, right? So we do Thrive planning, okay? To make sure we knock out all those blocks and that you feel completely supported and feel like you're thriving. All right. Then we do a business assessment. You're going to see me do that in just a moment. I'll show you that in just a moment, where we are going to talk about the root cause of the issues that's going on. A lot of times it's the CEO. Yes. It is usually fear. It's imposter syndrome. It's burnout. It's fear of failure, fear of success. These are the circumstances that usually show up in CEOs. Yes. And so we have to knock out those things and challenge those thought processes so that we can start doing profit-focused activities. You should not be doing hamster wheel. I'm running on here thinking I'm about to go somewhere when you're not going anywhere when you're on a hamster wheel. But if you do profit-focused activities, then you're going to be moving in the right direction, especially if you have oversight by having the Digital Project Solutions, or you can have someone like me to come in and work with you, maybe for 3 months, maybe just do an intensive. And that's what we do during this intensive. It's only 3 hours. You're going to walk away with an implementation plan. Yes, you will walk away with an implementation plan. So during that plan, we're going to create something that's sustainable, that you can keep on moving. We're going to put the systems in place. Yes, you need a system for everything. I don't know if y'all noticed that whenever you go anywhere, there's a system around it. Everything. You go to McDonald's, there's a way that things are done there. You fall in line with the system. You go to Chick-fil-A, it's a whole different way, right? It is a different type of system, and it's specific to the business. It's important to have your systems in place and your automations in place and your people in place so that things are running, so you as the CEO can go and make sure that you are taking care of yourself well, that you're operating from thriving and not surviving. All right. So that's what I wanted to share with you all. Let me give you the link to go over and check that out. Actually, I will share the website with you. Hold on for just a minute. Let me share that with you. All right, let's go over here and look at the therapeutic COO information. Okay. This is for you to have your intensive. Activate your business full potential in just 3 hours. Yes, we are going to do, like I said, Thrive plan, business assessment, implementation plan. Now, usually, okay, let me tell y'all something that I am so excited about today. Usually it's $14.99. Okay. It is $14.99 usually, but today, a special treat is I am giving you all this 3 hour strategic planning session for only $999. Yes, I am. I am excited about doing that. You know, I have to say personally, I have been missing doing them. So I would love to have, well, I did one for the retreat space, but I am excited about doing these when people walk out of their mental blocks and have some conditioning around themselves that allows them to thrive, and they're walking and moving fearlessly, and they're able to activate on their goals, and they're able to build out circumstances so that they can move in their business productively and towards profits and get wins. Then it makes me so excited. I get so excited to align with people's visions. It makes me so excited. So today I am offering those people who are watching this webinar, it's usually $14.99. You all are looking at my website right now. It's usually $14.99, but today you can get it for $9.99. It is a powerhouse 3 hour session designed to assess, strategize, and equip you with the tools and resources you need to take your business to the next level. Now, I have to say there's some actual exclusive tools and resources that we will also tell you about. So when you sign up for intensive with me, I will throw in digital project solutions. All right, I'll throw that in. You all just saw that, right? Well, I'll throw that in as one of your perks. Also, you will learn about Maven's Meet. I'm the co-founder of Maven's Meet, which is an organization that allows you to have and find your right fit team for yourself. You'll get 30% off of hiring support person. Okay. You'll get a strategic planning template. You're going to get boundaries for leaders, which is a workbook that really helps leaders to build out their boundaries and have some clarity and build out a code of conduct that is for their business and for themselves. You also have a clarity clarity consultation. You're able to work with my COO actually to do clarity consultation. And also, we will talk about the Thrive Oasis membership. Where you are able to get strategic planning quarterly. Yes. So here's all of the perks of doing and signing up today. The link is ticking across the bottom. Let me also put that link for you in the comments. I'm going to put that in the comments for you as well. So I'm really excited to be offering this to you right now. The opportunity to work with the therapeutic COO to knock out those mental blocks and get you moving to the destination that you want to go. I've put the link now in the comments for you to be able to go ahead and get your strategic planning session, 3 hour strategic planning session with me. Now, I'll have to say, I am so excited about the time we've spent together. Uh, is there any questions that anyone has that they would like for me to address from this? You may be wondering, um, how long is it? This particular thing is only going to be 3 hours. And you may be wondering, okay, who is it for? Well, it is for CEOs and founders ready to scale their business. It's for leaders seeking clarity and direction. It is for teams. Yes, you can bring your whole team to the strategic planning session to align and thrive together. And it is for visionaries out there who has all these different ideas and they need a plan to execute all those things in the proper time. So it allows you to have your dreams to be actionable strategies. Yes, this is who it is for. And so we've had some individuals that talked about working with me, and they said that they really enjoyed the Thrive Plan. It helped them to move forward. And then Jim said it was worth every penny. So we would love to have you to sign up today. You can go to the link. So if you come to the website, which is www.yourgoalconcierge.com/intensive, it's best to use the link that we have ticking below across the screen. Oops, it's not ticking. Let me put it back there to tick. There you go. All right. And so you use that, and it's going to be only $9.99 instead of $14.99. You may be asking, oh, can we split that payment? Yes, you can. You can split that payment into two, and I'll be happy to talk with you about that. Please put a comment in the chat saying split, and I will get in contact with you. Just put a comment in the chat, split, and I will be in contact with you about sending you an invoice for half of that price. And then we can set up the next invoice as well. So, yes, you can split the payments into two. That is an option for you as well. So, like I said, this is the opportunity for you to get a intensive with me. I will, like I said, we're going to talk through and make sure that you know who you are. You're going to make sure that you have your vision and mission set up. And then we're going to talk through your business and make sure that you walk away fearlessly. Now, something that I want to do really quick before we go is show you um, another thing. So if there's no questions out there, I'll move forward and show you something else here. Let me show you. So you all heard and saw digital projects plans. Okay. You saw that and you know that I use that for our strategic planning. Well, let me show you the strategic planning for this keep your KPIs on track. All right. I'm going to share that with you now. Let me stop this screen. Just a moment here. Okay. All right. So I did put it in Asana. Okay. I'm going to take myself. Oh, well, no, I can't take myself off. Let me make myself smaller here. Just a second. Okay. So you all are looking at right now Asana. So this is your strategic planning. KPI on track listing. All right. This is what it'll look like when you and I work together. We're going to do the Thrive planning. All right. After you do the Thrive planning, we're going to do the assessment piece. And that's the assessment piece right here. And then I will send this to you, and this will be your implementation plan. Okay. So let's go over some of these things that's on here. First, it says, going back, identify what went well and what didn't go well. That's the very first thing that you would do. Now, it's important to actually look at that. Remember, I told you it's important to look at what was the successes so that you can do more of that activity. So as you are thinking about your KPIs, your key performance indicators, you would have had, maybe your key performance indicator is, I wanted to have and a 20% increase in the number of followers and connections on LinkedIn because I want to show up as a thought leader, right? Or it could be, I want three conversions a month from with this particular thing. Like for me, it'll be therapeutic COO intensives, right? I want 3 of those a month. So you're just keeping an eye on your numbers and what you are particularly going to think that's going to take you towards your vision, which is why I mentioned you have to be clear on your vision. Me wanting strategic planning individuals to do intensives takes me towards my vision of allowing overflow to be a part of my life and to have people who are thriving as well as me. So I want that. But then I also have Thrive Oasis, which is a retreat space, allows people to get strategic planning in that session as well. So I said that I wanted at least 2 people who go and do a retreat. And now we've changed it over to do a Thrive Studio so that people can go in there and have creative space to do whatever they want to do in that space. So that these are the things that you say. I say, I want at least 2 of these. And so you really go through and look at your previous quarter to see if you were able to accomplish that. And then you look at it and see, okay, what are the factors that caused me not to get to this particular goal? Well, am I going to tweak something, or do I just need to stay on track on what I am doing? Is there something that needs to be changed? It's really important to know. Keeping them on track means that you are looking at what happened before and celebrating what did occur for you. Maybe you need to do more collaborative webinars. Maybe you need to do more email marketing and submit. What is it? Segmenting your emails. Maybe you need to do newsletters. So you just start bringing in what you need to do based on what happened. That is so important. So you all, we only have 1 minute left. So I want to open it up for any questions. But before we do, I just want to share that we start off by evaluating what happened, then what's the business strategy for what you have going on. And as you can see, review your vision and mission is a part of the business strategy. Then you go over every product that you have. You go over the customer journey that you're taking people through. I recognize even with this webinar that my journey was too many touch points. So it's important to make sure it's a low touch point for people to be able to get in and be able to work with you. So I feel like that's what I'm going to work on for the next time, is to decrease the amount of touch points people have to do in order to get to your destination. We cannot make it hard for people to work with us. Then marketing and sales, all the things that should be done or you can decide to do regarding marketing and sales. One of these are a SWOT analysis. What are your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? Is something that definitely needs to be a part of your strategic planning. And then also thinking about every single project you have and having a plan. You need to have a schedule. You need to have a cycle. You need to have all these things in place in order to move your projects forward. And then also what tools you'll be using. People try always want to talk about scaling and scaling by adding a person, but scaling actually should be about making sure that you have everything in place and it's running smoothly. Then you add, it could be a tool, it could be a person or whatever, but you first have to have things in order and in a system. And then lastly, resources and of course the financial reports and looking at that. It's important during your strategic planning to look at your profit and loss summary. That will give you lots of data about how you should move, how many units of this was done, maybe do more of that, you know. So that's the kind of thing that you do in strategic planning. I wanted to make sure that you all had an idea about this. So this is very much scratching the surface of what needs to be done when you're working with doing strategic planning. But we will knock it out in an intensive. You can see that this is the link for you to go and get your intensive. Please do. And you all, I don't want to hold anybody. The webinar is only an hour. And then after that, we are going to be interacting with our VIPs. So I'm going to go over and interact with our VIPs and make sure that they have what they need. And so let me just go ahead and just share with you the last slide. I believe I had one additional slide left. Oh, yes. So I want to know, what are your takeaways? And when will you plan to sit down with your team or yourself to tweak anything or change things for Q2? I would love to know everybody's response to that. When are you going to actually do that? So guess what? That's something a COO does. We ask these type of questions. When are you going to do it? When are you going to actually sit down and do this work? I know that a lot of people shy away from this thing, but it's so important to spend some time doing that. So here's the question. What are your takeaways from this time that we've had together? And when will you sit down to plan and tweak or to work on your strategic planning for Q3? Q3 is on its way. It begins in July. So you have, being that this is June the 12th, I wanted to let you all have the reminder, have it be in the front of your mind. So then by the end of the month, you're already thinking about Q3. Q3 is on its way, and it's important for you to do your strategic planning. Reach out to me if you're interested in working with someone for a 3-hour intensive. If you are wanting to just get Dolores, you can. You have the link that was shared in the comments. But you all, I hope you create a thriving rest of your day. Bye-bye.